Hey, this is Pastor Ricky Temple. I am here to give you an update. This is what I call the victory update here at Overcome by Faith. We've got a lot going on in the world today. The coronavirus has changed everything. This is historic. This is the shaking that Hebrews talked about, which I'll share with you probably to another day. In the book of Hebrews, it talks about that God would do a shaking of the earth. And so this is truly a big shaking. But let me just say to you, first of all, I care for all those who've been affected. I pray for healing in their bodies. I pray for God to give us strength and protection. And I declare in Jesus' name that we're going to make it through this. But let me just say this to you. The main thing is that we have a plan as a church. And so let me give you, if I can, a quick update. If you missed last week's service, you missed a treat. It was all digital, and we have it all for you on the Overcoming by Faith Ministries app. You should go to the App Store, your Google Store, whatever it is, and download the app so you can see it. If you notice, we have a little children emblem there. That was great, probably better than or as good as the adult service. And then there's me. You click into watch if you would, and when you click into watch, you'll see all the options there. There's a little lady right about there. If you click into that, you'll see a list of sermons, and you can pick the one that we had last week. And then if you want to, I pray that those of you who are givers, you can give right there where the hands are online. So Overcoming by Faith Ministries app is a great tool. I want to also encourage you to not lose sight of the fact that God is the one who ordained and gave us victory. He knew all this was coming, and so we're not going to fret or be afraid. I have a teaching this coming weekend that will follow up on last week's teaching on fear, and I have 4 things that fear can rob you of, and I want to show you something that you don't want to miss, and that's going to come up this week. Now, that's my grits cooking, if you wonder what that is. I am home waiting for you and praying for you and believing that God's going to give you grace. Now, let me finish this and say this to you. If you have come to a place in your life where you are trying to figure out how to view all this, just trust God. Here's what the Bible said in Exodus chapter 9, verse 26. It said, only in the land of Goshen, where the people of Israel were, was there no hail. Hail fell all over the place, destroyed a lot of things, but God protected them in the land of Goshen. I believe God will protect us, but we have to have faith, we have to be confident, and not surrender. Now, this is a moment for you to reflect and trust God to give you guidance and peace. Now, for those of you that are wondering what's going to happen for our specific church, we're going to come back again next week and have another digital service. And then the week following, we got a really great plan for you that you're going to really like a lot. So make sure you do this. Get the Overcoming by Faith Ministries app. Make sure that if you are a person who's one of our givers and you say, well, Pastor, I couldn't give because I wasn't in the building. I'm the 20 and that 25, 30% that give in the building. What you do is you simply go to your banking system and mail it in. You can do the online banking. My wife and I use that a lot. Feel free to use that as a way to honor God in your tithes and offerings. The office will be working from home over the next couple of days. And so feel free, again, if you have a question, you're trying to catch us, email us at pastor@overcomingbyfaith.org. Now, that is pretty much my update for now. I want to say this to all of you that have been, again, affected by this in some way, whether it be your job or your finances. I'm believing that God will prosper and bless you. And I'm believing that just like we've been working on our special building campaign, which is building a future, this is exactly what I talked about. I talked about how important resources were, reserves were, and how important it is to create other options for yourself. And that's what we as a church are working on. So this is right in the middle of what we're working on. And so I want to pray for you. Father, I pray for those right now who are affected by this moment in time. I pray for healing and protection in their life, and I pray you give them peace, and may they leave this day knowing that God has their future in their hand, in Jesus' name. Now, I'm done for the day. I'll come back again with a 5-minute or less update for you on tomorrow. Sometimes I'll come back twice a day, depends on what I learn. Again, we'll be rolling through this all the way through Easter. We got some great special plans for Easter too that you don't want to miss. And so stay in touch, stay in tune. And lastly, but not leastly, my friend, if you are wanting to reach out, please feel free to do that at pastor@overcomingbyfaith.org. Thank you for your support. Thank you for giving during this season. And thank you for being a part of our team. Take this, if you would please, and link it and send it to somebody in the church that you know does not read their email, and say, listen, the pastor's left a message for you, so they'll make sure they stay in tune as well. God bless you. I'll see you next time right here on tomorrow. Bye-bye.